Imagine walking into a room filled with people. You open your mouth, and suddenly, every head turns toward you. They listen, captivated. They nod in agreement. They see you as a leader, an authority, someone they trust. Now, imagine the opposite, speaking, but no one pays attention. Your words fall flat. Your ideas are dismissed. The difference? Persuasion. Words have built empires and destroyed them. They have started wars and ended them. They have inspired revolutions, changed minds, and created legends. The ability to persuade and influence is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Think about the most successful people in history, politicians, business leaders, activists, and even con artists. They all understood the power of words. They knew how to make people listen, agree, and take action. In this book, you'll learn how to do the same. This isn't about manipulation or deception. True persuasion is about understanding human psychology, connecting with people, and presenting ideas in a way that makes them impossible to ignore. Whether you want to excel in business, become a better leader, win negotiations, or simply make people see things your way, mastering persuasion will change your life. This book is packed with practical techniques, real-world examples, and exercises you can start using immediately. By the end, you'll be able to make people listen and actually care about what you say. Change minds without force or arguments. Win negotiations while making the other person feel like they won. Speak with confidence even if you've never been a great communicator. Get people to say yes to your ideas, proposals, and offers. Are you ready to become more influential than ever before? The psychology of persuasion. Persuasion is not about forcing someone to agree with you. It's about understanding how people think, what drives their decisions, and how to present your ideas in a way that resonates with them. The best persuaders don't just throw facts and arguments at their audience. They tap into emotions, build connections, and guide people toward conclusions that feel natural and inevitable. In this chapter, we'll explore the core psychological principles that make persuasion work. The role of emotions in decision-making. People like to believe they make decisions based on logic. In reality, emotions drive most choices. Studies in neuroscience show that when the emotional centers of the brain are damaged, people struggle to make even simple decisions. Think about a time when you made a big purchase, a car, a house, or even a new phone. Did you analyze every detail rationally? Or did you get excited about how it made you feel? To be persuasive, you must appeal to emotions first and logic second. The most effective messages trigger feelings like desire, making people want something they don't have. Fear, highlighting the dangers of inaction. Trust, creating a sense of safety and credibility. Belonging, making people feel like they are part of something bigger. A great persuader doesn't just present facts. They make people feel something. The power of social proof. People look to others when making decisions. If everyone around them believes something, they are more likely to believe it too. This is called social proof, and it's one of the most powerful persuasion tools. Think about online reviews. Would you rather buy a product with hundreds of positive reviews or one with none? Would you eat at a restaurant with a long line outside or an empty one? You can use social proof in persuasion by providing testimonials, show that others have already agreed with you. Quoting experts, authority figures increase credibility. Highlighting popularity, thousands of people have already done. The rule of reciprocity. Humans have an instinct to return favors. When someone gives us something, we feel obligated to give back. This is known as the rule of reciprocity. Have you ever received a free sample and then felt more inclined to buy the product? That's reciprocity in action. In persuasion, you can use this by offering value first. Give people useful information, a small favor, or a gift before asking for something. Helping without expectation. People remember those who help them. Making the first move. If you show generosity, others will naturally want to reciprocate. The more you give, the easier it becomes to persuade. Scarcity. Why limited opportunities are more attractive. People want what they can't have. When something is rare or limited, its value increases in our minds. Retailers use this all the time with phrases like, "Only a few left in stock," "Limited time offer," "Exclusive access." In persuasion, you can apply scarcity by creating urgency. Give people a reason to act now rather than later. Emphasizing exclusivity. Make people feel they're getting something special. Removing options. Show that opportunities don't last forever. When people believe they might lose out, they act faster. The commitment and consistency principle. People like to stay consistent with their past actions and beliefs. Once someone commits to an idea, they are more likely to follow through. Salespeople use this by getting small yes before asking for a bigger commitment. For example, they might ask, "Do you care about your health?" before offering a fitness product. If the person says yes, they are more likely to agree to the next step. You can use this principle by getting small agreements first. Once someone agrees on something small, they are more likely to say yes to bigger requests. Reminding people of their values. If someone sees themselves as generous, they are more likely to donate. Using written commitments. When people write something down, they feel more obligated to stick to it. The more someone commits, the more likely they are to follow through. Conclusion. Persuasion is not about tricks or manipulation. It's about understanding human psychology and using it ethically to communicate ideas effectively. By mastering emotions, social proof, reciprocity, scarcity, and commitment, you can make your words more impactful. The power of storytelling. Facts tell, but stories sell. Throughout history, storytelling has been the most powerful tool for persuasion. Whether in ancient myths, religious texts, or modern advertising, stories shape how we think, feel, and act. A well-crafted story engages emotions, captures attention, and makes messages unforgettable. In this chapter, you'll learn how to use storytelling to persuade, influence, and win with words. Why stories work. The human brain is wired for stories. When we hear statistics or dry information, only the language processing parts of our brain are active. But when we hear a story, multiple areas light up, including those responsible for emotions, experiences, and decision-making. That's why you can remember the plot of a movie you saw years ago but struggle to recall a list of facts from a textbook. Stories work because they create emotional connections. People remember how something made them feel more than what was said. Make information easier to digest. A complicated idea becomes clear when presented as a relatable story. Trigger mirror neurons. When someone hears a story, their brain reacts as if they are experiencing it themselves. If you want your words to be remembered, wrap them in a compelling story. The elements of a persuasive story. A great story isn't just a random sequence of events. It follows a structure that makes it engaging and persuasive. The most effective stories include a relatable character. The audience should see themselves in the protagonist. A conflict or challenge. Struggles and obstacles make stories engaging. A transformation. The character must grow, change, or learn something. Consider the classic hero's journey. The hero faces a challenge. They struggle, fail, and learn valuable lessons. They overcome the challenge and emerge transformed. This pattern is seen in everything from ancient myths to modern marketing campaigns because it resonates deeply with people. How to use stories in persuasion. You don't have to be a novelist to use storytelling effectively. Here's how to apply it in everyday persuasion. In conversations, instead of giving direct advice, share a short personal story that illustrates your point. In presentations, start with a compelling story to capture attention before presenting data. In sales and marketing, frame your product or idea as the solution to a problem within a story. For example, instead of saying, "This fitness program works," tell the story of someone who struggled with their health, tried various solutions, and finally succeeded using your method. The role of personal stories. Your own experiences can be powerful persuasion tools. When you share personal struggles and victories, people connect with you on a deeper level. To make your personal stories effective, be honest and vulnerable. People relate to real emotions, not perfection. Keep it simple. The best stories are short and to the point. Highlight the lesson. End with a clear takeaway your audience can apply to their own lives. Personal stories make you more relatable and trustworthy. Using metaphors and analogies. Sometimes, the best way to explain a complex idea is through a simple metaphor. For example, if you're trying to persuade someone to break a bad habit, you might compare it to a weed in a garden. If you don't remove it at the root, it keeps growing back. Metaphors work because they make abstract ideas concrete. Create vivid mental images. Help people understand concepts quickly. Next time you need to persuade, think about how you can frame your message using a relatable analogy. Conclusion. Storytelling is one of the most powerful tools in persuasion. It turns dry facts into memorable experiences, engages emotions, and makes messages stick. Whether in casual conversations, business presentations, or sales pitches, mastering storytelling will make you more influential. The art of framing. The way you present an idea can completely change how people perceive it. This is called framing. Framing is not about changing the facts, it's about changing the way those facts are viewed. A well-framed message makes an idea more attractive, persuasive, and even difficult to argue against. In this chapter, you'll learn how to use framing to influence opinions, shift perspectives, and win arguments effortlessly. Why framing matters. Imagine two doctors presenting the same medical treatment. Dr. A says, "This surgery has a 90% survival rate." Dr. B says, "This surgery has a 10% death rate." Both statements are factually identical, but the first one feels reassuring, while the second creates fear. That's the power of framing. People don't respond to facts alone, they respond to how those facts make them feel. Types of framing. There are many ways to frame a message. Here are the most powerful ones. Gain versus loss framing. People are more motivated to avoid losses than to achieve gains. Example. Gain frame. If you exercise regularly, you'll stay strong and energetic. Loss frame. If you don't exercise, your muscles will weaken, and you'll feel sluggish. Both statements encourage exercise, but the second one creates a stronger emotional response. Use loss framing when you want urgency and gain framing when you want inspiration. Positive versus negative framing. The same event can be seen in a positive or negative light depending on how you describe it. Example. Positive. This new policy will improve workplace efficiency. Negative. Without this policy, our workplace will become disorganized. If you want people to embrace change, focus on the positive. If you want them to fear the consequences of inaction, focus on the negative. Contextual framing. How people judge something depends on what they compare it to. Example. A $500 suit seems expensive until it's placed next to a $2,000 designer suit. A $10 wine seems cheap until it's compared to a $3 bottle. If you want something to appear valuable, place it next to a more extreme option. Scarcity framing. People value things that seem rare or exclusive. Example. Only 5 seats left at this price. This offer expires in 24 hours. Scarcity increases desire and urgency. If you want people to take action quickly, use scarcity framing. Identity framing. People like to act in ways that align with their identity. Example. Instead of saying, "Please vote," say, "Be a voter." Instead of "Don't litter," say, "Keep our city clean." When you frame an action as part of a person's identity, they're more likely to follow through. How to use framing in persuasion. Now that you understand different types of framing, here's how to apply them. In conversations, frame your request in a way that aligns with the other person's values. In business, position your product or service as a smart investment rather than an expense. In debates, reframe the issue in a way that favors your argument. For example, instead of arguing whether a tax increase is fair, frame it as an investment in education and healthcare. The power of reframing objections. Objections are often just problems of framing. If someone resists your idea, change the frame. Example. Objection. This course is expensive. Reframe. It's not a cost, it's an investment in your future. Objection. I don't have time to work out. Reframe. If you don't make time for your health now, you'll have to make time for illness later. A simple change in wording can shift how people see a situation. Conclusion. Framing is one of the most subtle yet powerful tools of persuasion. It influences how people perceive reality, react to information, and make decisions. By mastering framing, you can shape conversations, win debates, and make your ideas more compelling. The power of reciprocity. One of the most powerful principles in persuasion is reciprocity. When someone does something for us, we feel obligated to return the favor. This instinct is deeply ingrained in human nature and influences decision-making in ways we often don't realize. In this chapter, you'll learn how to use reciprocity to persuade, build stronger relationships, and create win-win situations. Why reciprocity works. Reciprocity is a survival mechanism. In ancient societies, people relied on mutual aid to thrive. If someone gave you food, you were expected to return the favor when they needed help. Breaking this unwritten rule meant social isolation. Today, this principle still shapes our behavior. When someone gives us a gift, a compliment, or their time, we naturally feel a need to give something back. Types of reciprocity. There are several ways reciprocity plays out in everyday life. Understanding these forms will help you apply them effectively. Material reciprocity. This is the most obvious form, exchanging physical gifts or favors. Example: a salesperson gives you a free sample, and you feel more inclined to buy the product. A friend buys you coffee, and next time, you feel like you should return the favor. Businesses use this tactic all the time. Free trials, complimentary consultations, and small gifts make customers more likely to reciprocate by purchasing. Emotional reciprocity. This involves kindness, appreciation, and support. Example: when someone compliments you, you feel the urge to compliment them back. When a colleague helps you on a project, you feel obligated to assist them in the future. Building emotional reciprocity creates trust and long-term relationships. Time and effort reciprocity. When someone invests time in us, we feel obligated to return the favor. Example: a mentor spends hours guiding you, so you feel compelled to listen to their advice. A coach dedicates extra time to helping you improve, making you more committed to their training program. Time is valuable, and people respect those who invested in them. Negative reciprocity. Reciprocity isn't always positive. It can also work in revenge and retaliation. Example: if someone insults you, you may feel the need to insult them back. If a coworker refuses to help you, you might hesitate to help them in return. Understanding negative reciprocity helps you control emotional reactions and avoid unnecessary conflicts. How to use reciprocity to persuade. To make reciprocity work in your favor, follow these key strategies. Give first, without expectations. True generosity creates a sense of obligation. When you give freely, whether it's advice, help, or a small gift, people naturally want to give back. Example: offer valuable insights in a conversation, and people will be more open to your suggestions later. Help a colleague without asking for anything, and they'll be more willing to support you in the future. The key is to give sincerely. If people sense manipulation, the effect is lost. Make your giving personal and unexpected. A generic gift is nice, but a thoughtful, unexpected one has a much stronger impact. Example: instead of just saying thanks, write a personalized note of appreciation. Instead of giving a standard bonus, surprise employees with a personalized reward that aligns with their interests. Personal touches amplify the power of reciprocity. Use small commitments to build bigger ones. When people make small commitments, they feel invested and are more likely to continue engaging. Example: a free webinar makes attendees feel more open to signing up for a paid course. A trial membership creates a sense of belonging, increasing the chances of a full membership purchase. Start small, and let reciprocity work in your favor. Accept generosity with gratitude. Just as giving triggers reciprocity, so does receiving. When someone offers help, accept it graciously. This strengthens bonds and creates a cycle of goodwill. Example: if a mentor offers guidance, show appreciation and implement their advice. If a friend gives you a thoughtful gift, acknowledge it sincerely and return kindness in your own way. By embracing generosity, you keep reciprocity in motion. How reciprocity can backfire. While reciprocity is powerful, it must be used ethically. If people sense they're being manipulated, they may resist or feel resentful. Avoid these mistakes. Giving with an obvious agenda. If your generosity comes with strings attached, people will feel pressured rather than appreciative. Overloading favors. If someone feels overwhelmed by generosity, they may feel uncomfortable or suspicious. Expecting immediate returns. Some forms of reciprocity take time to develop. Patience is key. Conclusion. Reciprocity is one of the most effective tools for persuasion and influence. By giving first, whether through generosity, kindness, or effort, you create a natural desire in others to give back. The power of social proof. Humans are social creatures, and much of our decision-making is influenced by the behavior of others. This is the essence of social proof, when people look to the actions and choices of others to determine what they should do. In this chapter, you'll learn how social proof works, why it's so powerful, and how to use it effectively to persuade, influence, and win people over. Why social proof works. Social proof is a psychological shortcut that helps people make decisions when they're uncertain. Instead of analyzing every option, they rely on the behavior of others as a guide. This is especially true in unfamiliar situations or when making high-stakes decisions. Example. If you see a long line outside a restaurant, you assume it must be good. If a product has thousands of positive reviews, you're more likely to buy it. If everyone at a networking event is listening to a particular speaker, you're drawn to them as well. Social proof reduces uncertainty, builds trust, and creates momentum for action. Types of social proof. There are different forms of social proof, each with unique persuasive power. Expert social proof. People trust experts, authorities, and professionals in any given field. Example. A dentist recommending a toothpaste brand makes people more likely to trust it. A financial expert endorsing an investment strategy increases its credibility. A best-selling author's book is perceived as more valuable than one from an unknown writer. Aligning yourself with experts or becoming an expert yourself enhances your persuasive ability. Celebrity and influencer social proof. People often look up to celebrities and influencers, mimicking their choices and behaviors. Example. When a famous athlete wears a specific brand of sneakers, fans want to buy the same pair. When an influencer recommends a product, their followers trust the recommendation. While celebrity endorsements can be powerful, authenticity is key. People can sense when an endorsement is forced or insincere. Crowd social proof. When a large group of people takes an action, it signals credibility and desirability. Example. A book labeled over 1 million copies sold instantly seems more appealing. A restaurant packed with customers feels more trustworthy than an empty one. A viral video attracts more views simply because so many others are watching it. The more people who support something, the more others will follow. Peer social proof. People are heavily influenced by the opinions and actions of their peers. Example. If your friends start using a new app, you're more likely to download it. If your coworkers recommend a course, you consider enrolling. If family members praise a particular doctor, you trust their recommendation. Peer influence is one of the strongest forms of persuasion because it's based on trust and familiarity. User social proof. Testimonials, reviews, and case studies provide powerful validation for a product, service, or idea. Example. Before buying a product, you check online reviews. Before hiring a service, you look at testimonials from past clients. Before joining a program, you read about the success stories of previous participants. Authentic user feedback reassures people that they're making the right choice. How to use social proof to persuade. To leverage social proof effectively, follow these strategies. Showcase numbers. People trust popularity. Highlight impressive figures to increase credibility. Example. Join 100,000 plus happy customers makes a service seem more trustworthy. Over 5 million downloads signals that an app is widely used and reliable. Numbers provide tangible proof of value. Use testimonials and reviews. Positive feedback from real people builds trust and reduces uncertainty. Example. A website featuring glowing customer reviews encourages new buyers. A speaker introducing themselves with client testimonials boosts their credibility. The more relatable the testimonials, the more persuasive they are. Highlight authority figures. If an expert or reputable figure supports something, people trust it more. Example. Endorsed by leading psychologists strengthens a book's appeal. Featured in Forbes adds credibility to a business. Authority backing enhances perceived value. Show people in action. Seeing others engage with something makes people want to join in. Example. A live audience laughing at a comedian's jokes makes you more likely to find them funny. A social media post showing real customers using a product encourages others to try it. Visual proof amplifies the effect of social proof. Create FOMO, fear of missing out. People hate feeling left out. Use scarcity and exclusivity to drive action. Example. Limited spots available increases urgency to sign up. Only 3 items left in stock pushes buyers to act quickly. The fear of missing an opportunity compels people to take action. How social proof can backfire. While social proof is powerful, misusing it can lead to negative consequences. Avoid these mistakes. Fake reviews or endorsements. If people detect dishonesty, trust is lost. Too much social proof. If everyone is doing something, some may feel their contribution isn't needed. Negative social proof. Saying only 5% of people donate discourages rather than inspires action. Use social proof strategically and ethically to maximize its effectiveness. Conclusion. Social proof is one of the most effective tools for persuasion. By demonstrating that others trust, support, or engage with something, you make it more appealing to new audiences. The power of scarcity. Scarcity is one of the most powerful psychological triggers in persuasion. When something is rare, limited, or difficult to obtain, people instinctively desire it more. This chapter will explore why scarcity works, how it influences behavior, and how you can use it ethically to persuade, influence, and win people over. Why scarcity increases value. Humans are wired to assign more value to things that are in short supply. This instinct comes from evolutionary survival mechanisms. Rare resources meant survival, while abundant ones were taken for granted. Examples. Limited time discounts create urgency and make people more likely to buy. Exclusive memberships feel more prestigious because not everyone can join. Sold-out products create higher demand when they return. Scarcity creates a sense of urgency, making people act faster and increasing the perceived value of what's offered. Types of scarcity. There are different types of scarcity, each triggering a unique psychological response. Limited quantity. People value things more when they believe only a few are available. Examples. Only 3 seats left at this price encourages immediate booking. Limited edition sneakers make people rush to buy before they're gone. First 50 customers get a bonus drives early action. Limited quantity increases the fear of missing out, FOMO, making people act fast. Time-limited offers. When people know an opportunity is temporary, they feel pressure to take action. Examples. Sale ends at midnight forces quick decision-making. Registration closes in 24 hours prevents procrastination. One-time offer makes people think twice before passing up an opportunity. The shorter the time frame, the stronger the urgency. Exclusive access. People desire what they can't easily have, especially if it makes them feel special. Examples. VIP sections in clubs create the illusion of higher status. Private coaching programs feel more valuable than open access courses. By invitation-only memberships increase curiosity and appeal. Exclusivity makes people want to be part of something rare. Competition-based scarcity. When people know others are competing for the same thing, they want it even more. Examples. Only 10 spots available for the next mastermind group. Thousands have applied, but only the best will be chosen. Hurry! 5 people are looking at this item right now. Competition adds an element of urgency and makes the opportunity seem even more valuable. How to use scarcity effectively. To maximize the power of scarcity, you need to use it strategically and ethically. Here's how. Be honest about scarcity. Fake scarcity ruins credibility. If people realize the deadline was false or the product wasn't actually limited, trust is lost. Best practice. If an offer expires, let it expire. If a product is limited, don't restock immediately. If there are only 10 spots, don't accept 20 people. Trust is everything in persuasion. Combine scarcity with social proof. Pairing scarcity with social proof makes it even more powerful. Example. Only 3 spots left, over 100 people have already joined. Limited stock available, this product has over 5,000 5-star reviews. When people see that something is both scarce and highly valued by others, they act quickly. Show real-time demand. Let people see that others are actively trying to get the same opportunity. Example. Booking sites display 5 people are looking at this hotel right now. E-commerce stores show only 2 left in stock with a live counter. This makes people feel the pressure of competition. Use countdown timers. A visible deadline increases urgency. Example. Offer expires in 3 hours with a ticking clock. Cart will be emptied in 10 minutes on checkout pages. A countdown makes scarcity feel real and tangible. Reward fast action. Give extra benefits to those who act quickly. Example. Order within the next 30 minutes and get a free bonus. The first 100 people to sign up get an exclusive Q&A session. This creates an additional reason to act now. The risks of scarcity. While scarcity is powerful, misusing it can lead to negative effects. Avoid these mistakes. Overusing scarcity. If every offer is limited time or only a few left, people stop believing it. False urgency. If the deadline resets every time someone visits the site, trust is lost, creating unnecessary stress. Some scarcity tactics create pressure that makes people uncomfortable. Ethical scarcity should push people to act but not manipulate them unfairly. Conclusion. Scarcity is a fundamental principle of persuasion that taps into deep psychological triggers. By making something feel rare, exclusive, or time-sensitive, you can increase its perceived value and drive action. The power of authority. Authority is one of the most persuasive forces in human psychology. When people perceive you as an authority, they are more likely to trust, follow, and act on your words without question. This chapter explores why authority is so powerful, how to establish it, and how to use it ethically to persuade, influence, and win. Why people obey authority. From childhood, we are conditioned to respect and follow authority figures, parents, teachers, doctors, police officers. Society functions on the assumption that those in authority know best. Examples. Doctors can recommend a simple painkiller, and patients will trust their judgment without question. Police officers can direct traffic with a single hand gesture, and people obey immediately. Business leaders make strategic decisions, and employees follow their vision. When someone appears to have expertise or a position of power, people naturally listen and comply. The psychology behind authority. The famous Milgram experiment, 1961, demonstrated the power of authority. Participants were instructed by an authoritative figure, a scientist in a lab coat, to administer electric shocks to another person. Even when the shocks seemed dangerous, most participants obeyed the authority figure. This experiment revealed that people are wired to follow perceived authority, even against their own judgment. This makes authority one of the most effective persuasion tools. How to establish authority. You don't need a title or uniform to be seen as an authority. Here's how you can build credibility and influence people effectively. Demonstrate expertise. People trust those who have knowledge, skills, and experience. Ways to showcase expertise. Write or speak on your subject. Publish articles, give talks, or host a podcast. Share credentials. If you have degrees, certifications, or experience, make it known. Showcase success stories. Case studies, testimonials, and examples build credibility. Example. A personal trainer with before and after photos of clients gains instant authority. A financial expert with published books on investing is more trusted. Use visual symbols of authority. Appearance influences perception. Certain symbols instantly signal credibility. Examples. Professional attire makes a person seem more competent. A doctor in a white coat is trusted more than someone in casual clothes. Awards and recognitions create perceived expertise. A restaurant with a Michelin star is more respected. Well-designed branding makes a business appear more established. Even subtle visual cues, like a well-maintained LinkedIn profile, can increase authority perception. Leverage social proof. When others acknowledge your authority, people are more likely to believe it. Examples. Media appearances. As seen on Forbes, CNN, 10x instantly adds credibility. Testimonials. A dentist with hundreds of 5-star reviews is trusted more. High-profile clients. If top companies work with you, your authority grows. When people see that others trust you, they will too. Speak with confidence. Authority is as much about perception as it is about actual expertise. People believe those who speak with confidence. How to sound authoritative. Avoid filler words. Say this is the best strategy instead of I think this might work. Lower your voice at the end of sentences. It makes statements sound more definitive. Maintain good posture and eye contact. It subconsciously signals leadership. Confidence alone can make you appear more knowledgeable and persuasive. Borrow authority. If you don't have authority yet, align yourself with people or organizations that do. Ways to do this. Cite experts. Harvard research shows, boosts your credibility. Collaborate with respected figures. If a well-known mentor endorses you, people trust you more. Work under a reputable brand. A lawyer from a top firm has instant authority. Borrowing authority allows you to establish credibility faster. Using authority to influence others. Once you have established authority, you can use it to persuade and influence people. Here's how. Frame your advice as expertise. People are more likely to follow recommendations when they believe they come from an expert. Example. Instead of saying, you should drink more water, say studies show that proper hydration improves brain function by 14%. Instead of saying, this strategy works, say top CEOs use this exact method to scale their businesses. Adding authority-backed statements makes persuasion easier. Give clear, direct instructions. People trust and follow decisive leadership. If you sound uncertain, they won't take action. Example. Weak, maybe you should try this approach. Strong, this approach is the fastest way to get results. Being direct makes you sound authoritative. Show proof of your authority. People respond better when they see evidence of your expertise. Example. I've helped 500+ clients increase sales by 40%. I spent 10 years researching this topic. Here's a real-life example of how this worked. Proof strengthens your influence. The risks of misusing authority. While authority is powerful, misusing it can lead to manipulation and loss of trust. Avoid these mistakes. Fake expertise. If you pretend to be an expert without real knowledge, people will eventually see through it. Overconfidence without proof. Making bold claims without evidence damages credibility. Using authority to intimidate. Persuasion should be about influence, not forcing compliance. True authority is built on real expertise, trust, and integrity. Conclusion. Authority is one of the strongest persuasion tools. By establishing expertise, speaking with confidence, and demonstrating credibility, you can influence people naturally and effectively. The law of reciprocity. People have a natural tendency to return favors and repay kindness. This psychological principle, known as reciprocity, is one of the most powerful tools of persuasion. When you give something, whether it's value, help, or kindness, people feel a subconscious obligation to give back. This chapter explores how reciprocity works and how to use it effectively in persuasion, influence, and winning people over. Why reciprocity works. Reciprocity is deeply ingrained in human psychology. Society functions on mutual exchange. When someone does something for us, we feel compelled to return the favor. Examples: if a friend buys you coffee, you feel the urge to buy them one next time. If a store gives you a free sample, you're more likely to purchase the product. If a business offers free advice, you're more inclined to trust and buy from them. This principle is so powerful that it can be used to create lasting influence. The psychology of reciprocity. Studies show that even small, unexpected gifts can create a strong sense of obligation. One famous experiment found that restaurant servers who left a mint with the check received higher tips than those who didn't. When they left 2 mints, tips increased even more. This shows that even small gestures can trigger reciprocity. Another study by psychologist Robert Cialdini demonstrated that when people receive unsolicited favors, they feel an obligation to return them, even when they didn't ask for the favor in the first place. This means that giving, strategically and sincerely, can make persuasion effortless. How to use reciprocity to influence others. Reciprocity can be applied in various ways to make people more likely to say yes to your requests. Here are the most effective strategies. Give first. People are more willing to listen, cooperate, and help when you offer something first. Examples: in business, offer free knowledge, e.g., blog posts, guides, free consultations. In negotiations, make a small concession first, so the other person feels obligated to match it. In relationships, give compliments, support, or small gifts without expecting anything in return. When you give first, people feel compelled to give back. Make your giving unexpected. Unexpected gifts or favors create an even stronger sense of obligation. Examples: a hotel surprises guests with a free room upgrade. Guests are more likely to leave a good review. A business offers bonus content in a free course. Customers feel more inclined to buy the full version. A friend sends an unexpected kind message. You naturally want to reciprocate the positivity. The element of surprise makes reciprocity even more powerful. Make it personal. People feel a stronger need to reciprocate when the gesture is personal and thoughtful. Examples: a handwritten note from a business owner makes customers feel valued and more likely to stay loyal. A mentor giving personalized advice makes the mentee more willing to follow through and later return the favor. A simple but heartfelt compliment can make someone feel an obligation to return the kindness. The more personal the gesture, the stronger the reciprocity effect. Create a sense of indebtedness. When people feel indebted, they are more likely to comply with requests. Examples: a lawyer gives a free 30-minute consultation. Clients feel more obligated to hire them. A sales representative offers extra value before asking for a sale. Customers feel more inclined to buy. A friend goes out of their way to help. You feel the need to return the favor. By giving generously, you create a natural sense of obligation. Use the rule of small favors. Even small gestures can have a big impact. You don't need to give something expensive, just something valuable. Examples: a simple thank you note makes a person more likely to help again. A free sample increases sales significantly. Holding the door open makes the other person more likely to do something nice for you later. Even the smallest actions can trigger reciprocity. Reciprocity in everyday life. You can apply reciprocity in different areas of life to build influence. At work, help colleagues without expecting anything immediately. They will support you when you need it. In sales, provide upfront value, free trials, samples, or education to make customers feel more inclined to buy. In social life, give genuine compliments and kindness, and people will naturally return the favor. In leadership, offer mentorship and support, and you will build loyalty among your team. Reciprocity makes people feel a deep connection to you, increasing their willingness to cooperate and say yes. The ethics of reciprocity. While reciprocity is powerful, it should always be used ethically. Avoid manipulation. If people sense that you are giving just to get something, they may resist. Forcing obligation. Reciprocity works best when it feels natural and genuine, not like a calculated strategy. One-sided exchanges. True influence comes from long-term relationships, not short-term gains. The goal is to build real, meaningful connections through giving, not just to extract favors. Conclusion. Reciprocity is one of the easiest and most effective ways to persuade and influence. By giving value first, making it unexpected and personal, and using small favors strategically, you can win people over effortlessly. The power of social proof. People are heavily influenced by the actions, opinions, and behaviors of others. This is the foundation of social proof, one of the most powerful psychological principles in persuasion. When people are unsure about a decision, they look to what others are doing and assume that it must be the correct choice. Understanding and leveraging social proof can help you influence opinions, build credibility, and win people over effortlessly. Why social proof works. Social proof is a survival mechanism deeply embedded in human psychology. Since ancient times, humans have relied on groups for survival. If everyone in a tribe avoided a certain food, it was likely dangerous. If people gathered around a specific water source, it was likely safe. This instinct still influences modern decision-making. Examples of social proof in action. Online reviews. A restaurant with hundreds of 5-star reviews attracts more customers than one with none. Crowds. If you see a long line outside a store, you assume the products must be good. Testimonials. Seeing real people vouch for a product makes you trust it more. People trust what others validate. The more people endorse something, the more desirable it appears. Types of social proof. There are different types of social proof, and understanding them allows you to apply them effectively. Expert social proof. People trust experts and authority figures. When an expert endorses something, it gains instant credibility. Examples. A doctor recommending a specific brand of vitamins. A famous entrepreneur endorsing a business book. A scientific study proving a product's effectiveness. To use this, get endorsements from respected figures in your industry or field. Celebrity social proof. People associate credibility and desirability with celebrities or influencers. Examples. A celebrity wearing a particular fashion brand boosts its sales. An influencer recommending a skincare product increases its demand. A well-known business leader supporting a startup attracts investors. Even if you're not working with celebrities, partnering with well-known figures in your niche can boost your influence. User social proof. People trust the opinions of regular users, sometimes more than experts or celebrities. Examples. Amazon reviews heavily influence purchasing decisions. Before and after pictures in fitness programs boost trust. Word-of-mouth recommendations make people more likely to try something new. Encourage satisfied users to leave testimonials, reviews, and feedback to strengthen your credibility. The wisdom of the crowd. People assume that if a large number of others believe in something, it must be good. Examples. A book labeled over 1 million copies sold instantly seems more valuable. A restaurant with a packed dining area attracts more walk-in customers. A course advertised as taken by 50,000 students appears more credible. Highlight numbers and statistics to show that many people trust what you're offering. The wisdom of friends. People trust recommendations from their friends and family more than any other source. Examples. You're more likely to watch a TV show if a close friend recommends it. You trust a product more if multiple friends have already used it. Referral programs work well because people trust suggestions from people they know. Encourage sharing and referrals to create organic social proof through personal networks. How to use social proof effectively. Display numbers and achievements. Showcase your success with real, quantifiable data. Examples. 10,000 plus students enrolled creates instant credibility for an online course. Trusted by Fortune 500 companies makes a business seem reliable. 500 plus 5-star reviews strengthens customer confidence. People trust numbers, especially when they show widespread approval. Use testimonials and reviews. Gather and display positive feedback prominently. Examples. Customer testimonials on websites increase sales. Video reviews feel more authentic than written ones. Case studies provide real-world proof of effectiveness. If people see others benefiting from something, they're more likely to believe in it. Show real people using your product or idea. Seeing others engaging with something makes it feel more desirable. Examples. Fitness programs show before and after transformations to prove effectiveness. Social media influencers post unboxing videos to showcase new products. Restaurants feature photos of real customers enjoying their food to attract more visitors. Real people using your idea make it more relatable and trustworthy. Leverage FOMO, fear of missing out. People want what others already have, especially if it seems exclusive or limited. Examples. Only 5 spots left, makes people act fast. Limited edition, once it's gone, creates urgency. Join 100,000 plus happy users makes people want to be part of something big. Scarcity combined with social proof makes decisions feel urgent and important. Engage with your audience publicly. Public engagement increases trust and builds stronger credibility. Examples. Answering customer questions on social media boosts transparency. Sharing user-generated content, testimonials, videos, increases authenticity. Hosting live Q&A sessions makes you seem more real and approachable. People trust brands and individuals that actively engage with their audience. Social proof in everyday life. Social proof can be applied in different areas of life to build influence. In business, highlight successful customers, showcase testimonials, and use numbers to build trust. In leadership, if a group supports an idea, others are more likely to follow. In sales, show potential buyers that many others have already made the same decision. In personal influence, if others speak highly of you, new people will be more inclined to trust and listen to you. Using social proof in everyday situations makes persuasion easier and more natural. The ethics of social proof. While social proof is powerful, it should always be used ethically. Avoid fake testimonials. Authenticity is key. Don't fabricate reviews. Exaggerated claims. If numbers or endorsements aren't real, people will lose trust. Manipulative tactics. Using fake scarcity or misleading stats can backfire. The best social proof is genuine, verifiable, and rooted in real experiences. Conclusion. Social proof is a psychological force that influences decisions on a subconscious level. By using testimonials, numbers, endorsements, and real-world examples, you can build trust and persuade people more effectively. The art of storytelling and persuasion. Storytelling is one of the oldest and most effective methods of persuasion. Whether through myths, fables, or modern-day advertising, stories have the power to captivate, engage, and influence. When told well, stories evoke emotion, foster connection, and enable the listener or reader to identify with the message being shared. As such, mastering the art of storytelling is a critical skill for anyone who wants to persuade, influence, and win through words. Why storytelling works. Humans have been telling stories for millennia. From cave paintings to ancient epics, storytelling has always been an integral part of culture and communication. But why are stories so powerful in persuasion? Emotionally engaging, stories tap into emotions, which are a crucial driver of decision-making. The more emotionally invested someone is, the more likely they are to be persuaded by your message. Relatable and memorable, people remember stories much better than raw facts or statistics. When we hear a story, we connect with the characters, the conflict, and the resolution, making the message more likely to stick. Simplifies complex ideas. Stories can break down complex concepts into easily understandable narratives. A good story can make a difficult idea accessible and relatable. Builds trust and empathy. Sharing personal stories can build trust and create a deeper connection with the audience. It shows vulnerability and authenticity, which fosters empathy. The key elements of a persuasive story. A compelling story is not just about having a plot, it's about structuring the story in a way that engages the audience and influences them. Here are the key elements of a persuasive story. A clear conflict or problem. Every story needs a challenge or conflict. In the context of persuasion, this is the issue your audience faces or the problem they want to solve. By presenting a relatable problem, you capture the audience's attention and set the stage for a solution. Relatable characters. The characters in your story must be relatable to your audience. They should represent your target audience's hopes, dreams, fears, and desires. The more your audience identifies with the characters, the more likely they are to resonate with the message. Resolution or solution. The solution to the problem is the key part of the story. In persuasive storytelling, this is where your product, service, or idea comes in. By showing how the solution worked for the characters, you demonstrate the value and benefits of your offering. Emotionally charged moments. The emotional highs and lows of the story keep the audience engaged. Whether it's triumph, struggle, or relief, these emotional moments are what make the story memorable and persuasive. A call to action. CTA. Just like the characters in your story, your audience should feel motivated to take action. The CTA is a natural extension of the resolution in your story. If the characters found success through your product or idea, your audience will feel compelled to try it too. Types of stories that persuade. There are several types of stories that can be used to persuade and influence. Depending on your goal and the context, some may be more effective than others. The hero's journey. This is the classic story structure used in countless books, movies, and advertisements. It involves a hero who goes on an adventure, faces a crisis, and ultimately overcomes it to return home transformed. This archetype works well because it mirrors the challenges people face in their own lives. Personal success stories, sharing personal experiences, especially of triumph over adversity, can be incredibly powerful. People love hearing about others' struggles and how they overcame them. This can make your message feel more authentic and achievable. Customer success stories, case studies demonstrating how real customers or clients benefited from your product or service is a form of social proof. A well-told case study highlights the problem the customer faced, how your solution helped them, and the positive results they achieved. Problem-solution stories. These stories present a problem, explore the consequences of not solving it, and then offer a solution. They work well when your audience is already aware of the issue but hasn't yet found the right way to address it. Fables and parables. These stories often use allegory or metaphor to teach a lesson. By using simple, memorable narratives, you can illustrate complex points and make your message easier to digest. How to craft a persuasive story. While the basic elements of a story are important, how you craft it is just as crucial. Here are some tips for creating a persuasive story. Start with a hook. The beginning of your story should immediately capture attention. Open with something that piques curiosity, creates intrigue, or presents a compelling question. A strong hook sets the stage for everything that follows. Create characters your audience cares about. Introduce characters that your audience can relate to or root for. This helps your audience invest emotionally in the story. The more they care about the characters, the more persuasive your message will be. Show, don't tell. Use vivid descriptions and sensory details to make the story come alive. Instead of telling your audience that a character is struggling, show their emotions, actions, and thoughts through the narrative. This allows the audience to experience the story, not just hear it. Keep it simple and focused. Don't overwhelm your audience with too many details or side plots. A persuasive story should be focused and to the point. Stick to the core message and make sure every element serves that purpose. End with impact. The ending of your story should leave a lasting impression. Whether it's a satisfying resolution, an inspiring takeaway, or a call to action, ensure that the conclusion reinforces your persuasive message. Storytelling in action. Persuasion techniques. Once you understand how storytelling works, you can apply it to various persuasive scenarios. In sales, use a customer success story to show how your product solved a common problem. A real-world example helps potential customers see how your offering could help them too. In presentations, use storytelling to make your ideas more memorable and relatable. Rather than listing statistics and facts, wrap them in a narrative that engages your audience emotionally. In marketing, advertisements, websites, and social media posts can all use storytelling to build a deeper connection with consumers. By presenting your brand as part of a larger story, you make your message more compelling. In personal communication, if you want to persuade someone in a conversation, use a story to explain your point of view. A story can help you communicate complex ideas in a way that is easy for others to understand and relate to. The ethics of persuasive storytelling. Storytelling is a powerful tool, but it must be used ethically. Manipulating emotions with false stories or exaggerated claims can lead to distrust and backlash. Always ensure your stories are authentic, truthful, and respectful of your audience's values. If your story is rooted in honesty and integrity, it will build trust and credibility over time. Conclusion. Storytelling is an essential skill in persuasion, whether you're trying to sell a product, influence opinions, or build rapport. When done right, stories captivate, engage, and influence people at a deep emotional level.